Hello Internet. Alright, I want to show you my latest little project. I've been working on a Lotus 49 F1, so I'm putting some other minis to compare the size with. Still a work in progress. I've just been doing the prototyping today, so same wheelbase as the Classic, which is the same wheelbase as a regular GT Mini Z. So you can see this is way taller, but of course inside this I have a double plate chassis and the plastic mount for the servo and the battery, so there isn't that much space inside that car, but of course there is even less space in there, so you can see the difference of sizes. I'm using the F1 rims, so that's why we have much wider walls here, which I think are going to fit pretty well. So let's go around this guy. The pod at the moment is naked, of course. Ideally I'm going to have a printed motor at the back, probably some kind of exhaust on the side, and maybe some kind of arms, like suspension arms over there. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about it yet, because of course this is not symmetrical, but let's see how this was constructed. So I have the body shell, and then I have the chassis, which is a very simple design. This is a slightly different iteration than this, but you get the idea. Servo slides in there, pod mounts over there, there is flex over here, like the flex plates you have on the chassis. Well, not the one I have here, but like a regular T-plate. Lower A-arms are part of the chassis. I have a little bit of a bracing here so it doesn't bend too much. To avoid that additional bend, I have made a brace to put between the upper A-arm and the servo. I'm not using it at the moment because I have just cancelled the front suspension and made it rigid. So let's have a look around. I'm using the Atomic AMR cups in the front with my own axles and then the bearings. The servo is at the moment not fixed, but it's mounted slightly angled. I have space at the bottom to let it go, so it's clearing the bottom here. Let's try to see how low this is to the ground. I'm gonna get the phone down so we can see. There's pretty good clearance. The servo should be up a little bit. It's kind of scratching at the moment, so I'm gonna have to raise the servo a tad, but that is fine. It's not fixed. And then I have, similar to you would have on slot cars, I have little tabs here, and I'm gonna have holes in the body, so I'll be able to just put some pins or some screws or fasteners to mount the body. So I've made a very simple one-piece mold with a printer, and then I vacuum formed the mold, and here you go. I'll have those little screws here, the arms and the suspension and everything, not the suspensions, the steering components, all clear. The body here I will make later on. Once I have figured out the electronic spacing, I will make a little driver for it. And then in the front, at the moment it's opened, I have this brace here that I might create a radiator and just stick it to the front. I'm not sure yet. And so yeah, the pod, it's the Mini Q pod that I've been using for the trikes. Brushed motor, I'm going to be using one of my just very basic brushed ESC. The ESC is going to be slid right there. And let me show you the battery I'm going to be using, which is the one for the Orlando, not the Hunter, it's for the even smaller one. So it's one of those mega tiny batteries. So I don't know yet how this is going to get placed, but the battery is going to be here, and then the micro receiver is going to easily fit on the side here. So I might have to do something with the compartment. I've already cut a slot here in order to accommodate the servo, which is just touching over there without the cut. And the battery, there is, you see the thickness of the battery, is going to clear. I just need to basically remove that giant amount of tape and just maybe even remove the shrink around, just make it everything as slim as possible. And then I'll be putting one of those, oh, you can see it from the bottom actually, one of those micro receivers. So these could fit probably even in the front. It could fit on the side here, so that's not going to be a big issue. It's just going to be a matter of cable management basically, but cable could come to the front. This one might, it could be long enough. Yeah, this is long enough to go all the way to the front. So I'm gonna figure out a way. It's gonna be a super tight packaging on the inside, but I think overall, once it's completed, it's going to look pretty cool on the racetrack, especially with like scale details at the back and some kind of dude driving it. So with those F1 wheels, I am not completely sure I'll have the grip to complete the full track, but it's gonna go with the oval very easily. I'm saying this because those don't have the same level of grip as the threaded tires, but there is plenty of travel. I mean, there is a lot of steering angle. The wheelbase is the same, so there should be no problem going around. And I have cancelled the swaying of those. Those cars basically only have a slight amount of suspension at the back and a very small amount of spring in the front, which helps in the corners. But I think with this and a lower speed driving is going to be fine without. I still have space to mount the upper A arm with the brace, and then it gives me space for my micro springs, which are just a little bit less than 3 mm high, that I will put in between the top and the bottom here, and then this will allow some travel up and down. So here you go. This is my little ongoing project of a Lotus 49 Formula car in Mini Z scale. So I will keep on posting the progress, and hopefully will be done in some shape or form soon, and we can have a little go around the track. Alright, have fun everyone. See ya.